Before I started exclusively dressing up as fantasy characters, I used to cosplay. You see, I love a hobby in which you have to mix multiple skill sets to achieve a certain final result. Cosplay was the beginning and a very crucial step for me. So today I will be reacting to most of my cosplays. I did lose photos of some of them. I have not seen some of these in almost 10 years, so these will be interesting. I do understand if you don't know some of these characters. For that matter, I will be including reference pictures for every single cosplay mentioned today. Also, if fantasy and crafting is something that warms up your soul, consider liking the video and subscribing so we may meet again. I upload every week, so that would be fun. So let's get started in 2015, 11 years ago. This was my first cosplay, which I dare say was a little daring, with at this time was called Mafia Jinx, nowadays called Crime City Jinx from League of Legends. I'm just a little sad about my makeup, but then again, guys, I was either 15 or 16 around this time. Also wearing contact lenses. I remember starting this cosplay on a friend's garage. They were cosplaying Vi and Caitlyn, also from League of Legends, the cop skins, and it's still hilarious how we did that little trio happen. Very cute. No one owned this dress. I did not make it. I did not know how to sew, or I don't think I owned a sewing machine back then either, but I did get it handmade, which was typically what I prefer to do. Personally, I don't care if people make, buy, or get it handmade, but I sincerely appreciate seeing handmade cosplays. So the dress was handmade. Zap was a bottle with a pistol, a toy pistol base with some EVA. The gloves, was it AliExpress? Yeah, I used to order wigs and everything was AliExpress. I don't think I've ever ordered anything off of eBay. The necklace was just a normal pearl necklace, and I just did the little grenade with a styrofoam ball and a little bit of EVA around it. It's coming back. My pride were the rest of the guns. That is a violin box. If I'm not wrong, that would be Pow Pow. And then you have fish bones. And then you just have the ribbon. I had the shoes, which I painted with acrylic paint. The contact lenses, they were from a golf store. Someone actually passed by me more than once and was just like, oh, Jinx's eyes are red. They're not pink. At least now we have Arcane on my side. Regardless, incredible. Just wish I had styled the wig, but first time. Then a shock to many people, because many friends of mine had no idea it was me behind this cosplay. Dare I say, I would never repeat this experience. The cosplay was very comfortable, very nice, but Debonair Ezreal was an experience all by itself. I think I kind of passed as a guy, like a teenage boy. Do you understand what I mean? There's not much to say about this cosplay. I think this is just basically a closet cosplay. That wig is incredible. It's a whole different material. It's very fluffy. I don't think I did an awful job for like my second cosplay, except for, you know, circles and EVA is not like the easiest thing. Back then, I don't think I was even using contact cement. I think everything was hot glue. But the funny thing, and I still have this, not the gauntlet, but what I'm talking about next. The thing you see inside, the blue part, that's a party plate. It looked great. It reflected all over. That was actually a great idea, honestly. My only cosplay of 2016, at least that I have found, is my Lilith cosplay from Trinity 7. Let's break down the cosplay, alright? I had the entire rifle. I will be honest. I don't think this rifle was well made. It was fun, but it was not well made. It was very big, was bigger than me. The wig styling, awful. I threw away this wig. The rest of the outfit, I cut up a shirt. I just did holes here. I put ribbon here. I got a tie. I have a mini skirt there, thigh highs. There's not much to it, honestly. Yeah, just some gloves and stuff. Then we have one of my favorite cosplays that I ever did, and I always wish that I had done the second version. Is this the year? Is this the lifetime? But in case you don't know, I have watched most horror animes, and Tokyo Ghoul was actually the awakening. My favorite character has always been Eto. Eto Yoshimura was one of my dream cosplays, and I love this. And the hood / dress made to fit, I still have this dress. I couldn't find many photos of this cosplay, but I have a video of it, so I took screenshots of it. Sorry for the quality. Yeah, I just had the dress, I had myself completely bandaged, and the mask was just a normal Halloween, like those flat masks, those mask bases, right? And I just covered it with badges. The only other thing it had was like this like scarf. I had no idea what I put on my feet. I have no idea if I was wearing shoes. Then the other cosplay of the year, and probably going to sound very weird and then make a lot of sense. What if I turned World of Warcraft, you know, beasts into characters, like into humanoid forms? Because I was seeing people like Jessica Nigri and multiple World of Warcraft cosplayers who would make these incredible cosplays and bring out armors from World of Warcraft that weren't exactly characters. And you know, people turning Pokemons into armor. That was around that time too. And I actually was starting to love this idea because you were a lot less limited. You had a lot more creative freedom because you're not trying to look exactly like the character. You're trying to look at a vision that you have of something and make it. So I did that with World of Warcraft mounts, starting with the Dread Raven. So as you can see, there is a whole egg, and then there are feathers going around the staff, like around the whole pole. Those are just feathers. I hand carved all of them. I first cut them out, and then I hand carved everything. That took me one entire season of the Game of Thrones. The top took me another season of the Game of Thrones. I think it's just a bralette, and then it is a tool, and I would cut it out. But it was a thicker, more resistant kind of tool. I'm not sure. Felt a little bit more plasticky. And then I'm really proud of that necklace because it looks so similar to the thing that the mount actually has. But yeah, I had an actual photo shoot for this, and I was then later on, I believe 7 years after, featured in a photography presentation. I was so happy. And the final cosplay of 2017 was my arcade Ari. The top is handmade. I had some random shorts. The top was made at the same place that I did my Eto and my Jinx dress. I think I just painted the squares. I did the headset, the scarf, I painted the boots. They were awful. And the socks would not hold up. They were an awful idea. The scarf did have the little pixels because I remember that being a detail that I really liked. The tail. So many years ago, I did do a tutorial for wolf ears, like fluffy wolf ears. Back in the day, technique to make fur was to get some yarn, you'd brush it with the dog's brush, and then you'd flat iron it. Guys, I'm not sure if you understand. The tail went from my butt to the floor. It was a giant plushie. Hated the makeup, just a quick note. But I'm really proud of this because this is an EVA, and then I think I got some sticky paper. I believe it was sticky paper. I glued it on, and then I glazed it. The effect that it did was that it felt like a mosaic, and the reflection and everything, and it being pixelated, I think it looked great. Moving into 2018, Sashiko from Quartz Party was the first one. In case you're a little bit confused why she looks so tidy, I was doing a live Sashiko. Pretty simple. I still believe I own this dress. But yeah, the only thing I had to do for this cosplay was brush out my wig and get a red hairpin. I think I actually couldn't find one, and there's just like a strip of EVA on top of a bobby pin. Second, we have Obsidian Nightwing. The idea is there. The execution, zero. I'm shaming myself. What is this, Mimi? Tell me. This is not your full potential. I don't like it. Next one, Kitty Cat Katarina. If you ever want to know the definition of pride, I still own these swords. They are bent. They had been in a closet for years. And actually, I still own this cosplay. It's completely messed up. I do have the cat ears completely intact. Every part that's fur, completely perfect. But every part that's like this kind of leather and everything that I own that's made of this like fake leather, it is starting to chip away. But it's alright. Am I the proudest of the photos of this? No. You know why? Because I still use the stupid red wig. I wish I had invested more time in wig styling so much back then. Also, the makeup, I feel like I could do better back then already. Because then, followed by it, also, I had shaved my eyebrows on this period. Oh, back then, I used to just shave them off. Not even wax them off, shave them off. Then we have Aruka from Free, and that's why I just remembered I had no eyebrows on, because what the hell is that? Nothing to say about it. Just an anime I love, and that's about it. Now, this is where you start noticing a little bit of a difference, but I'm very sad that I don't have full body photos of this one, because we have Bun Fu, son of Bun Wu. These had like claws, like bear claws, like gauntlets. These had the biggest shoulder pads. Again, the red wig, I could never get enough of it. The makeup is a little bit better, but what are those lenses? Also, where's the lipstick? Ma'am, why are you going with your lips chapped? This was going to a convention. I wish I had more photos of this because the makeup was not it, but I do remember the work, insane and big this cosplay was. 2019, unfortunately, we only have one cosplay, which is The Witness from Love, Death and Robots. You can see the makeup skills on this one, and I'm so happy for that. Again, I was 19. When I say the makeup skills, it's like I was working on makeup for 1 year. Let's be kind. Let's be kind. 2020. Starting with this Toya cosplay. It was just a makeup. I think I had gray lenses going around. You see, I have a passion. I am so proud of this baby. Like the detail, the level of... I know the paint is coming off in some spaces. I think it's even adding more character to it. I didn't even introduce the cosplay. Sorry, it's Zoe from Left 4 Dead, the iconic zombie game. What I haven't found yet, and is my favorite part of this costume, is the little first aid kit that's over there on the mirror photo. The Molotov, cute, yeah. The medication, I did print the sticker and put it on the vitamins. What's the word? Bottle. But the first aid kit, that was a plushie. It's so cute. And finally, the last cosplay I did was Maki from Love Live, my tsundere queen. I watched the entire anime, don't get me wrong, but I used to love the music game that they had, and I was obsessed with collecting the cards. And I remember going through, I think it was 5 years worth of gameplay on that, and I had so many cards, and I remember going through them and like, oh, I want to buy this and this and this, and I saw these Maki in a maid costume. And personally, I'm not very much of a, oh, I want to do this maid character. I have like 5 maid outfits, by the way. We don't talk about that. I just loved it. I did have to make up the front in a way, I believe. I tried to make it match the rest, so I did the little tie in brown and such. Most of the other cosplays, I think they were pretty self-explanatory, the first few ones. I do have vivid memories of making them, but for most of them, it's just a lot of EVA, a lot of Googling. I don't believe I've sewn much, or at least if I did, it was very small things, but it makes me so happy to see that like most of these things gave me skill sets and practice to many things that I still use to this day. What I do nowadays is mostly cosplay my own original characters, in case you've never been presented with the rest of my content outside of crochet and my YouTube channel. I feel like cosplay opened so many doors in which I am not as scared to make a different outfit, even for like photo shoots, because I did have some photo shoots back then. I have learned so much about photography and posing. Luckily, I have never had a bad experience in cosplay, except for people trying to tell me I had the wrong lenses colors. I was right either way. I don't care. Still bothering her 10 years later. That's my past that presents itself in my present, and I sure hope in my future as well. And I'm proud, to say the least. All of this to say, life is a journey for all of us, and I am glad cosplay was part of mine. A quick notice before we go, I would like to thank my patrons, aka the Fae Club, for supporting me another month. If you'd like to join the Fae Club, the link is in the description. You get many perks and you can join a great group of people. I hope to see you in your next adventure, traveler.